Today we are going to start the new topic of our 12th syllabus, and that's the retirement of partnership. Okay, this is the second chapter under reconstitution of the partnership, that's retirement of a partnership. Okay, so already we learned one topic, that's the admission of a partner, and today we are going to start the new topic, and that's the retirement of a partnership. Okay, so the retirement of the partnership and the admissions are totally different topics. Okay, but the method to solve the questions in the topic of admission and also in the topic of retirement is 90% is similar. Okay, we have to make same process as the admission when we solving the questions in the topic of partnership. 90% method will remain same. Okay, so now first we understand what is the basic difference between in the topic of admission and what is the basic difference between in the partnership. Okay, so what happens in the case of admission and what is the basic difference between the admission and the retirement? What happens in the case of admission? Already A and B, two partners are there who already run their business activities, and now they add extra new partner to the partnership firm, that's the C. Okay, A and B are existing partners who runs all the business activities, and they add a new partner C to the partnership firm for any kind of the reason. And all of you know that why we require a new partner. Why we require the new partner? If we want to expand our business activities, then what is the requirement? We require a capital. If we want extra managerial skill, if we want the extra technical skill, what is the requirement? We require one extra capital. So what happens in the case of admission? Previously two partners are there, then we add one new extra partner to the partnership firm, and then the total partners becomes 3. Are you getting my point? What happens in the case of admission? Previously two partners are there, and then we add one new extra partner. That's why the total number of partners becomes 3. Now what happens in the case of retirement? And this retirement is a common word, and all of you know that what is the meaning of the retirement. Retirement means what? That partner is now not interested to continue with that particular partnership firm, or is not interested in that business. So understand what is the basic difference between the admission and the retirement. Okay, what happens in the case of admission? Previously two partners are there, and now we add one extra partner to that partnership firm. That's why the total number of partners becomes 3. Now looking at what happens in the case of retirement. So what happens in the case of retirement? A, B and C. Means A, B and C are 3 partners are there who already runs the business organization, and now what happens? C is not interested to continue with that existing firm to run the business activities. समझ रहे हैं? A, B and C are 3 partners are there who already runs the business activities, and now what happens? C is not interested to continue with that business firm. So what happens in the case of retirement? Already 3 partners are there, and now one partner is C is not interested to continue the business activities that with that particular partnership firm. Then the total partner becomes 2. Okay, it's a very simple concept. What happens in the case of admission? We add one extra partner to the partnership firm, and what happens in the case of retirement? One partner leaves the partnership firm. Okay, means one partner is not interested, and that's why he leaves the partnership firm. So understand what is the reasons behind the retirement. Why partner retires from the business? Business से partner retire क्यों होता है? उसके ढेर सारे reasons हो सकते हैं. It can be because of old age, or now he is not interested in the business, or misunderstanding between the partners. Okay, or your business organization nowadays not earn that much profit compared to the past years. That's why also one partners can decide to retire from the business. Okay, understand what is the basic concept, what is the basic difference between the admission and the retirement. What happens in the case of admission? Admission में क्या होता है? Previously 2 partners are there who runs the business activity. 2 partners थे जो business run कर रहे थे, और अब क्या हुआ? हमने एक extra partner partnership firm में add किया, so the total number of partner becomes 3. Okay, means in the case of admission existing partners are 2 and then all partners becomes 3 means 2 partners previously business runs करते थे अब 3 partners मिलके business run करेंगे and what happens in the case of retirement already 3 partners are there who runs the business activities and now one partner is not interested in your business because of any reason because of its old age because of misunderstanding between the partners because of now your partnership firm not earn that much profit that's why he decided to lose the business that's why the total number of partners becomes 2 okay what happens in the admission we add one extra new partner to the partnership firm and what happens in the case of retirement one partner is not interested then he leaves the partnership firm that's why the total partner becomes 2 okay so when one partner decided to not to continue with that existing partnership firm we have to make certain kind of the adjustments हमें किस तरह के differently adjustments करने पड़ेंगे so first adjustment definitely we have to change profit sharing ratio when the existing partner decided not to continue with that existing partnership firm we have to make certain changes into the profit sharing ratio हमें differently profit sharing ratio जो है वो निकालना पड़ेगा then we have to distribute general reserve we have to distribute reserve fund we have to distribute undistributed profit or loss means such kind of the adjustment regarding general reserves reserve fund new profit sharing ratio distribution of undistributed and profit and losses all such kind of the adjustment we have to perform when one partner decided to lose from the partnership firm or one partner decided not to continue with that existing partnership firm okay so take one example what happens in the case of admission if your general reserve or profit and loss account or profit and loss account or reserve fund is given in your balance sheet okay so what we do what is the treatment for general reserve profit and loss account and reserve fund is given in your balance sheet liability side so what is the treatment in the case of admission we distribute that amount of general reserve or we distribute that amount of profit or we distribute that amount of reserve fund only to the existing पार्टनर्स ओके समझ रहे एडमिशन में हम लोग क्या करेंगे अगर जनरल रिजर्व प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट और रिजर्व फंड ये तीनों चीजें अगर दी रहेगी तो हम लोग क्या करते थे वी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड दैट अमाउंट ऑफ जनरल रिजर्व प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट एंड रिजर्व फंड टू द एक्जिस्टिंग पार्टनर्स विद whom द ओल्ड पार्टनर्स एडमिशन में क्या होता था 3 पार्टनर्स है ना उसमें से 2 पार्टनर्स क्या होते ओल्ड पार्टनर जो प्रीवियसली बिजनेस रन करते थे और वी ऐड वन एक्स्ट्रा न्यू पार्टनर सपोज what happens in the case of admission A B and C 3 partners are there and suppose C is the new partner तो हम लोग क्या करते थे ये जनरल रिजर्व प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट और रिजर्व फंड की जो अमाउंट थी वो अमाउंट हम किसे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करते थे जस्ट वी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड द अमाउंट ऑफ जनरल रिजर्व प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट एंड रिजर्व फंड टू ओनली टू द एक्जिस्टिंग पार्टनर्स सिर्फ मैं जनरल रिजर्व और प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस और रिजर्व फंड के अमाउंट में ए को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करता था बी को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करता था और सी को कुछ भी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट नहीं होता था व्हाट हैपेंस बिकॉज़ जनरल रिजर्व और रिजर्व फंड और प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट ऑल द थिंग्स ऑफ योर पास्ट बिजनेस जो आप पहले से बिजनेस स्टार्ट करते थे उसमें से वो चीजें हैं इसलिए उसमें सिर्फ ए एंड बी मींस एक्जिस्टिंग पार्टनर्स के राइट्स थे सो वी नॉट डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड एनी काइंड ऑफ द अमाउंट टू दिस सी ओके समझ रहा है जनरल रिजर्व फंड पे किसका राइट रहता है सिर्फ एक्जिस्टिंग पार्टनर्स का मींस ओल्ड पार्टनर्स का न्यू पार्टनर्स को हम लोग डिस्ट्रीब्यूट नहीं करते थे नाउ लुक इट नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस इन द केस ऑफ so now what happens in the case of retirement already 3 partners are the existing partner means suppose now what happens in the case of retirement A B and C 3 partners are there who running all the business activities and now C decided to retire from the business okay now what decided C decided to retire from the business लेकिन C अब बिजनेस से रिटायर हो रहा है लेकिन जो जनरल रिजर्व और रिजर्व फंड और रिजर्व फंड, ये जो चीजें बैलेंस शीट लायबिलिटी साइड में दी रहती है वो लास्ट ईयर की होती है, वो पास्ट की चीजें है, समझ रहे हैं? This what happens in the case of admission of the partner, we distributed this general reserve and reserve fund only to the existing partners, all partners को देते थे. Now situation changes in the case of retirement. What happens in the case of retirement? A, B and C already three partners are old. Okay, समझ रहे हैं? जो तीनों के तीनों पार्टनर और एग्जिस्टिंग पार्टनर्स ही है, मतलब जनरल रिजर्व और रिजर्व फंड जब हम लोग डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करेंगे तो उसकी अमाउंट हम A को भी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करेंगे, उसकी अमाउंट हम B को भी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करेंगे और उसकी अमाउंट हम C को भी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करेंगे. समझ लीजिए मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ. Okay, what happens in the case of admission? Suppose in the case of admission A, B and C, three partners are there, but what happens? A and B are existing partners who runs the business from long period of time, and then you add C as a new partner. That's why you distributed the amount of general reserve or reserve for only to the A and B, that two partners. Okay, but now what happens in the case of retirement? A, B and C, all the three partners are existing partners, so that's why we have to distribute general reserve or reserve fund all this amount to these three partners. Okay, so in the topic of admission we calculated one ratio and that is known as your new ratio. Okay, in the topic of admission we calculated one ratio, that the new ratio, and now we also have to calculate one ratio, that's the new ratio in the topic of our retirement. हम लोग एडमिशन के टॉपिक में भी क्या करते थे? न्यू रेशियो कैलकुलेट करते थे, और अब हम लोग क्या करेंगे? रिटायरमेंट के टॉपिक में भी हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? न्यू रेशियो कैलकुलेट करना पड़ेगा. बट द टेक्निक ऑफ कैलकुलेशन ऑफ न्यू रेशियो इन द टॉपिक ऑफ एडमिशन एंड द टॉपिक ऑफ रिटायरमेंट आर टोटली different. Okay, so we can easily calculate the new profit sharing ratio in the topic of retirement. Suppose now if we calculate this new ratio in the topic of admission of a partner, in that case we have to apply one formula. And what is the formula? So therefore new ratio is equal to what? Old ratio into balance of. Okay, how we can calculate the new ratio in the topic of admission? We have to apply this formula. What is the formula? New ratio is equal to what? New ratio is equal to old ratio into balance of 1. Old ratio into balance of 1. We have to use that formula. Then only we can calculate the new ratio in the case of admission. So now, similarly, in the topic of retirement also, we have to calculate the new ratio, but the technique of calculation of the new ratio in the topic of retirement is totally different, and you can easily calculate the new ratio in this topic of retirement. Now, suppose what is the situation? X, Y and Z, three partners are there. Okay, and what is the profit sharing ratio? 3:2:1. Okay, what is the situation? X, Y and Z, three partners are there. Three are the existing partners who run the business activity, and what is the profit sharing ratio? 3:2:1. Okay, and now what happens? Z retires from the business. Okay, now what happens? Z retires from the business. So you can easily calculate the new ratio in the topic of retirement. How? So what is your old ratio? So your old ratio 3:2:1. Okay, so 3 parts for X, 2 parts for Y and 1 share for Z. This is the profit sharing ratio, existing profit sharing ratio. Now what happens? Z retires from the business. So how now we can calculate the new ratio? You can simply calculate the new ratio in the topic of retirement. What you have to do? You have to just cancel the share of Z. Means 1 is the share of Z, so you just have to cancel it. So what is the new ratio? Your new ratio is 2. 2 is your new ratio. Okay. Okay. Now this is the method of calculation of the new ratio in the topic of admission, and this is the method of calculation of the new ratio in the topic of retirement. What happens? First understand, मैं आपको क्या बता रहा हूँ? I just make distinction between the admission and the retirement. हम admission और retirement में क्या difference है वो देख रहे हैं, समझ रहे हैं? If I want to calculate the new ratio in the topic of admission of a partner, I have to apply this formula. What is the formula? New ratio is equal to just have to cancel the share of your retiring partner. So X, Y and Z three partners are there, and what is the profit sharing ratio? 3:2:1. And now what happens? Z retires from the business. Okay, Z retires from the business. So how we can calculate the new ratio? You just have to cancel Z's proportion in the existing ratio, so then you can easily calculate the new ratio. Okay, then take another example. Take another example how we can calculate new ratio in the topic of retirement. Suppose A, B and C three partners are there who shares profits and losses in the proportion of 2:1. Okay, what is the name of your existing partners? A, B and C. And what is the profit sharing ratio? 2:1. And now what is the situation? Suppose now B retires from the business. Okay, who retires? Now B retires from the business. So how you can calculate the ratio? A very simple method. What is your existing profit sharing ratio? 2:1. Okay, so now who retires? B retires from the business. So now what we have to do to calculate the new ratio? Just we have to cancel B's proportion. Okay, so how much the B's proportion? 2. So just I cancelled this figure. So what is your new ratio? Your new ratio is 2:1. Okay, so with this technique you can easily calculate the new ratio in the topic of retirement of a partner. Okay, so now we have to learn. We also calculate another ratio. So now make one comparison of admission with the retirement. Okay, in the topic of admission also we calculated one ratio that's called as sacrifice ratio. Okay, in the topic of admission we calculated one ratio and that is called as the sacrifice ratio. And now in the topic of retirement also we have to calculate one ratio, but that ratio is known as the gain ratio. Okay, understand? We calculate one ratio in the topic of admission and that's your sacrifice ratio. And now we have to calculate another ratio in the topic of retirement and that's the gain ratio. So now understand what is the basic difference between the sacrifice ratio and the gain ratio. So now what happens in the case of sacrifice ratio? हम sacrifice ratio को sacrifice क्यों करते हैं? मैं एक एग्जांपल के साथ आपको बताऊंगा, फिर आपको sacrifice ratio और gain ratio में जो डिफरेंस है वो डिफरेंस आपको समझ में आएगा. Suppose now what happens in the case of admission? Suppose A and B, two partners are there. Okay, A and B, two partners are there who runs the business activities, and suppose they share their profits and losses equally. Means what is the profit sharing ratio? 1:1 is the profit sharing ratio. They share profits and losses equally. And suppose if your partnership firm earn the profit of rupees 90,000. Okay, your partnership firm earn the profit of rupees 90,000. So what is your profit sharing ratio? 1:1 means if your partnership earn the profit of rupees 90,000, in that case what happens? A receive his share of profit as rupees 45,000 and B receive his share of profit of rupees 45,000. Okay, समझ रहा है? What happens? Suppose A and B are the partners who runs the business activity, and if they earn the profit of rupees 90,000 and if the profit and loss profit sharing ratio is equal, then A and B earn the profit 45,000 individually. समझ रहे हैं? Before the admission of the partners, they earn 45,000 profit individually. Now understand what happens if they add a new partner to the partnership firm. समझ रहे हैं? Example क्या हुआ? Before the admission of the partner, A and B earn 45,000 rupees profit individually. Now what happens? A and B are the existing partners and they add C as a new partner to the partnership. समझ रहा है? मतलब पहले क्या होता था? A and B, two persons runs the business and now they add C as a new partner to the partnership firm, and same situation, profit sharing ratio is equal. Okay, C also get equal share in the profits and losses which will your organization earn in the future. Now consider same example. Now suppose in this year also, if your organization earn the profit of rupees 90,000, now what happens? This 90,000 we have to distribute it between the three partners. Okay, so is your first partner A. अभी A को कितना मिलेगा? 30,000. B को कितना मिलेगा? 30,000. And now C को भी कितना मिलेगा? 30,000. Okay. So before the admission of the partner, अगर हम लोग C को पार्टनरशिप में अगर हम लोग ऐड नहीं करते थे, तो इस केस में A को कितना प्रॉफिट मिलता था? 45,000 रुपीज का प्रॉफिट मिलता था, और B को कितना प्रॉफिट मिलता था? 45,000 रुपीज का प्रॉफिट मिलता था. ओके, लेकिन अभी क्या हुआ? आपने C को पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म में ऐड करने के बाद जो 45,000 रुपीज A को मिलने थे वो कितने मिले? 30,000 रुपीज. B को कितने मिलने थे? 45,000. अब कितने मिलेंगे? 30,000. मींस व्हाट? A and B sacrifices their profit by rupees 15,000. समझ रहे हैं? उन्होंने क्या किया? उनका प्रॉफिट सैक्रिफाइस किया. बिफोर द एडमिशन ऑफ द पार्टनर दे अर्न इंडिविजुअली प्रॉफिट बाय रुपीस 45,000, एंड नाउ आफ्टर द एडमिशन ऑफ द पार्टनर दे अर्न 30,000 प्रॉफिट इंडिविजुअली. मतलब उन्होंने क्या किया? 30,000 रुपीस का जो प्रॉफिट था वो 30,000 का रुपीस का प्रॉफिट में उसने 14,000 रुपीस का प्रॉफिट क्या किया? सैक्रिफाइस किया. क्या किया? सैक्रिफाइस किया. इसलिए उसे हम लोग क्या नाम देते हैं? सैक्रिफाइस रेशियो. Okay, समझ रहे हैं? They sacrifice their profit because of the admission of the new partner. So now take one same example here. Why this ratio is called as gain ratio? Why this ratio is called as gain ratio? So we continue with the same example. हम लोग same example continue करेंगे. So okay, so basic चीज तो आपको basic difference समझ रहा है क्या होता है? In the case of admission, all partners numbers are two partners जो थे old रहते हैं. And what happens in the case of retirement? Three partners already there who runs the business activity. Suppose we consider the same example and understand why this ratio is called as a gain ratio. So now what is the situation? Here also same. A, B and C. Three partners are there who runs the business activity, and 1:1 is the profit sharing ratio. Now same example we consider. How much profit they earn? They earn the profit of rupees 90,000. Okay, they earn the profit of rupees 90,000. Means how we can distribute this profit of rupees 90,000? So A get the profit of rupees 30,000. Then B get profit of rupees 30,000, and C also earn the profit of rupees 30,000. समझ रहे हैं? What happens in the case of retirement? Before the retirement of the partner, A, B and C, all three partners earn the profit of rupees 30,000 individually. Okay, so now understand what happens next. Now what happens? Now C retires from the business. अब क्या हुआ? सी बिजनेस से रिटायर हुआ, मतलब हम न्यू रेशियो कैलकुलेट करेंगे. और न्यू रेशियो कैसे कैलकुलेट करना हमें पता है. वी जस्ट हैव टू कैंसल सी शेयर. सो व्हाट इज योर न्यू प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो? 1:1 में हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना पड़ेगा. ओके, सो अंडरस्टैंड सेम सिचुएशन once again. हाउ मच प्रॉफिट यू अर्न? You earn the profit of rupees 90,000. But now what is the situation? C retires from the business, so that's why now C is not entitled to receive his share of profit in this rupees 90,000. That's why now what happens? This profit of rupees 90,000 we have to distribute only between the two partners who are continuing partners. Understand what happens in the case of retirement? The partner who retires from the business is known as the retiring partner, and the partner who continue with the business is known as the continuing partner. So what happens? C is your retiring partner, A and B is your continuing partner. So now what happens? This 90,000 we have to distribute it between the A and B. Okay, A and B. Means now in this case A earn the profit of rupees 45,000 and B earn the profit of rupees 45,000. ओके, अगर C के टाइम पे अगर C बिजनेस में रहेगा तो A को कितना प्रॉफिट मिलना था? 30,000, और B को भी कितना प्रॉफिट मिलेगा? 30,000. अगर सी बिजनेस में से रिटायर नहीं होता तो ए को कितना प्रॉफिट मिलना था 30,000 और बी को कितना प्रॉफिट मिलना था 30,000. But now, because of retirement of the partner, now A earn the profit of rupees 45,000. B also earn the profit of rupees 45,000. Means if we compare previously profit, now A earn extra profit of rupees 15,000 and B also earn extra profit of rupees 50,000. This extra profit means it's a gain to that partners. That's why this ratio is known as your gain ratio. Okay, what is the basic difference? In the case of admission, the partners sacrifices the profit. That's why this ratio is known as sacrifice ratio. And in the case of retirement, that partners earn extra profit, means they gain the profit. That's why this ratio is called as your gain ratio. So now, what we have to learn? We have to learn how to calculate the gain ratio. Okay, how we can calculate the gain ratio. So understand what is the formula to calculate the gain ratio. So what is the formula for gain ratio? So gain ratio is equal to new ratio. Gain ratio is equal to new ratio minus old ratio. Okay, what is the formula to calculate the gain ratio? Gain ratio is equal to new ratio minus old ratio. So formula of calculation of gain ratio is totally opposite to the formula of your sacrifice ratio. What is the formula for sacrifice ratio? Sacrifice ratio is equal to old ratio minus new ratio. Okay, so just is opposite to the formula of your sacrifice ratio. So what is the formula of gain ratio? Gain ratio is equal to new ratio minus old ratio. So we take one example, then we can understand how we can calculate the gain ratio using this formula. Okay, so what is the situation? X, Y and Z partners are there who runs the business activity, and what is the existing profit sharing ratio? So 3:2:1. Okay, 3:2:1 is their old profit sharing ratio. And now what happens? Z retires from the business. Okay, what is the situation? Z retires from the business. Once again, understand what is the question. X, Y and Z, three partners are there, and what is the old profit sharing ratio? 3:2:1 is your old profit sharing ratio, and Z retires from the business. Okay, now what happens? Z retires from the business. So to calculate the gain ratio, what is the requirement? First of all, we require a new ratio, and what do we require? The old ratio. And understand, we always calculate the gain ratio of only continuing partners. Okay, we calculate the gain ratio of only continuing partners. So who is the continuing partner? Continuing partners means the partners who are going to run the business, and who is the retiring partner? Who retires from the business. Okay, so what is the basic requirement? New ratio and the old ratio. So first calculate the new ratio. We know that how we can calculate the new ratio. A very simple logic behind calculation of the new ratio. How are we going to calculate? What is the existing profit sharing ratio? 3:2:1. Okay, 3:2:1. And who retires? Z retires from the business. So how we can calculate the new ratio? Just cancel his proportion in the profit. Okay, so what is the new ratio? So new ratio is equal to 3:2. Okay, समझ रहा है? न्यू रेशियो हमें मिला, कैसे मिला? जस्ट वी हैव टू कैंसल द प्रोपोर्शन ऑफ रिटायरिंग पार्टनर्स. मतलब 3:2 का मीनिंग क्या हुआ पता है? टोटल जो भी प्रॉफिट्स होंगे हम उसके कितने पार्ट्स करेंगे? टोटल 5 पार्ट्स. समझ रहे हैं? 5 पार्ट्स मतलब कैसे हुआ? 3 + 2 जितने भी प्रॉफिट्स होंगे उसके कितने पार्ट्स करेंगे? हम लोग 5 पार्ट्स करेंगे, और उसमें से 3 पार्ट्स किसको जाएंगे? तो x को. ओके, और बचे हुए 2 पार्ट्स किसको जाएंगे? y. ये इसके पीछे का लॉजिक है. जितने भी प्रॉफिट मिलेगा हम उसे 5 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करेंगे. 5 कैसे आया? 3 + 2 = 5, और 5 पार्ट्स में से 3 पार्ट्स किसको जाएंगे? x को, और बचे हुए 2 पार्ट्स किसको जाएंगे? y को. z इधर आएगा ही नहीं कि ऑलरेडी z रिटायर्स फ्रॉम द बिजनेस. ओके, सो हमें क्या फर्स्ट चाहिए था? न्यू रेशियो जो हमें मिला. क्या है अपना न्यू रेशियो? 3:2. Okay, and what is the second thing? What we require? The second thing we require a old ratio. Second thing, we required a old ratio, and we required the old ratio of our continuing partner. Okay, so X, Y and Z, three partners are there, but now Z retires from the business. So who is your continuing partner? So X and Y is your continuing partner. Okay, so we have to get the old ratio. How we can get? What is the profit sharing ratio? 3:2:1. So very simple. कितने हुए? 3:2. Okay, कितने हुए? 3:2 is your old ratio. But now happens in this case, इसमें क्या हुआ था? इसमें क्या होता था? टोटल जो पार्ट्स थे वो कितने थे? 3 + 2 5, 5 + 1 6. समझ रहे हैं? 3 + 2 5, 5 + 1 6. मतलब टोटल 6 पार्ट्स होते थे, और 6 पार्ट्स में से 3 पार्ट्स किसको जाते थे? X को। बचे कितने? 3, उसमें से 2 पार्ट्स किसको जाते थे? Y को, और बचे जो एक पार्ट है वो किसको जाता था? Z को। मतलब टोटल कितने पार्ट्स होंगे? 6 पार्ट्स। टोटल कितने पार्ट्स होंगे? 6 पार्ट्स, और आउट ऑफ दैट 6 पार्ट्स 3 पार्ट्स किनको मिलेंगे? तो 3 पार्ट्स मिलेंगे X को, और जो 2 पार्ट्स है वो 2 पार्ट्स किसको मिलेंगे? Y को। समझ रहा है? 3 पार्ट्स किसको मिलेंगे? X को, और 2 पार्ट्स किसको मिलेंगे? Y को। So now just we have to apply these figures in our formula to calculate the gain ratio. So now what is the situation? What is our new ratio? 3:2 means total 5 parts में से 3 parts मिलेंगे X को, और 2 parts मिलेंगे Y को. Okay, and what is the situation of the old ratio? Is also similar 3:2, but what is the difference? Total parts कितने बनेंगे? 6, उसमें से 3 parts किसको जाएंगे? X को, और बचे हुए 2 parts जो है वो 2 parts किसको जाएंगे? Y को. So we just use these figures into our formula, then we can easily calculate the gain ratio. So what is the gain ratio? So therefore gain ratio is equal to what? Gain ratio is equal to new ratio minus old ratio. Okay, gain ratio is equal to what? New ratio minus old ratio. So first calculate X share. Okay, this X gain ratio. Okay, so apply this figure. So what is the new ratio? 3:2. Okay, so out of 5 parts, 3 parts किसको जाएंगे? X को. So मतलब क्या हुआ? 3/5. समझ रहे हैं? 3/5 का मतलब क्या? टोटल 5 parts डिनोमिनेटर में जाएंगे. टोटल 5 parts में से 3 parts किसको मिलेंगे? X. That's why 3/5 minus what is the old ratio? Your 3:2. But what is the situation? Total parts are 6 there, and out of 6 parts 3 goes to the X. So what is the your old ratio? 3/6. Understand? ये 3/5 और 3/6 क्यों आ रहा है? समझ रहे हैं? टोटल पार्ट जो है वो डिनोमिनेटर्स में जाएंगे, तो टोटल पार्ट 5, और उसमें से 3 किसको जाएंगे? X को. इसमें भी कितने टोटल 5 6, और डिनोमिनेटर में जाएंगे, और बचे कितने पार्ट्स? 3, और किधर जाएंगे? उस हिसाब से हमें कैलकुलेशंस करने पड़ेंगे. ओके, सो जब हम लोग माइनस करेंगे तो लाइक अ सैक्रिफाइस रेशियो व्हाट वी हैव टू मेक? वी हैव टू मेक क्रॉस मल्टीप्लिकेशन. समझ रहे हैं? जब हम लोग माइनस करेंगे तो हम लोग क्या करते हैं? क्रॉस मल्टीप्लिकेशन. सो कैलकुलेट करो. 6 3 जा 18 माइनस 5 3 जा 15 अपॉन 6 5 जा 30. ओके, तो उससे हम लोग सिंपलीफाई करेंगे. समझ रहे हैं? हम लोग क्रॉस मल्टीप्लिकेशन करेंगे, और जो डिनोमिनेटर्स रहेंगे उसका फेस टू फेस मल्टीप्लिकेशन करेंगे. सो क्या हुआ? 6 3 जा 18, 5 3 जा 15 अपॉन 6 5 जा 30. सो कैलकुलेट करो. सो व्हाट इज द रेशियो? 18 minus 15 is equal to 3. So 3/30. Okay, so 3/30 is the proportion of X. Okay, then we calculate the proportion of Y. फिर हम उसे क्या करेंगे? सिंपलीफाई करेंगे. ओके, सो नाउ कैलकुलेट Y is share. फिर से सिंपल हमारे टेक्निक हम यूज करेंगे. व्हाट इज द फॉर्मूला? न्यू रेशियो माइनस ओल्ड रेशियो. सो व्हाट इज द न्यू रेशियो? 3:2. मतलब टोटल पार्ट्स 5 बनेंगे, उसमें से 2 पार्ट्स किसको जाएंगे? Y को. सो जो है हम उसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे. So now calculate Y's share using same formula. What is the formula? New ratio minus old ratio. So now look in your new ratio. Total parts कितने बनेंगे? 5. उसमें से 2 parts किसको जाएंगे? Y को. So क्या हुआ आपका new ratio? 2/5 5 ओके। और ओल्ड रेशियो में भी क्या होगा, टोटल पार्ट्स कितने बनेंगे 6 पार्ट्स, हाउस में से 6 पार्ट्स 2 पार्ट्स किसको जाएंगे, सो आउट ऑफ 6 2 पार्ट्स जाएंगे y को, तो व्हाट्स योर ओल्ड रेशियो, इज ओल्ड रेशियो आल्सो 2/6 okay। so what we have to make, we have to make cross multiplication, so 6 to the 12 minus 5 to the 10 upon 5 6 the 30 okay। so what is the y is the share, 12 minus 10 2, so 2/30 okay। एक इसका रेशियो हुआ, सो ए रेशियो किसका हुआ, y का। सो हम लोग सिंपली क्या करेंगे, डिनोमिनेटर अगर हमारा सेम है तो हम इस 30 को इस 30 के साथ क्या करेंगे, कैंसिल करेंगे, तो कितना बचा, सो 3:2 ये क्या हुआ अपना गेन रेशियो, सो 3:2 क्या हुआ अपना गेन रेशियो। सो इस टेक्निक का यूज करके हमें इस हिसाब से जो गेन रेशियो है वो गेन रेशियो कैलकुलेट करने पड़ेंगे। नाउ टेक वन अनदर एग्जांपल। Now what, how to calculate the gain ratio? So now what happens, what is your old ratio, 3:2:1, x, y and z three partners are there, and what is the old ratio, 3:2:1 okay। and what is the additional information is given, the information is given, the new ratio of x and y is to 2:1, समझ रहे हैं। now what happens in this question, old ratio is given and directly new ratio is also given, and what given is the additional information, the new ratio of x and y, मतलब हमें क्या बताया है, न्यू रेशियो किसका बताया है, x और y का। अगर डेफिनेटली न्यू रेशियो डायरेक्टली x और y का दिया रहेगा तो हमें कॉमन सेंस से, लॉजिक से ये पता होना चाहिए कि डेफिनेटली कौन बिजनेस से रिटर्न हुआ है, z बिजनेस से रिटर्न हुआ है, समझ रहे हैं। फिर से समझिए, व्हाट इज द ओल्ड रेशियो, थ्री पार्टनर्स आर देयर x y z okay। so what is the old ratio, 3:2:1, and what is given in the extra information, new ratio is directly given, what is your new ratio, 2:1 of whom, x and y। अगर x और y का न्यू रेशियो 2:1 रहेगा तो डेफिनेटली उसका मीनिंग क्या हुआ कि z जो है वो z जो है वो ऑटोमेटिकली टोटली हमारे बिजनेस में से रिटायर हुआ है, हमें ये क्वेश्चन रीड करने के बाद पता चलता है okay। so what we have to calculate, we have to calculate the gain ratio okay, and to calculate the gain ratio what is the requirement, we require a new ratio, so the new ratio is directly given, we can easily understand what is the new ratio, 2:1, what is the new ratio, 2:1, मतलब टोटल कितने पार्ट्स बनेंगे, 3 पार्ट्स बनेंगे, आउट ऑफ 3 पार्ट्स 2 पार्ट्स goes to x and 1 part goes to y okay। and what is the another requirement, we require the old ratio of our continuing partner, so who is the continuing partner, f z retires, so definitely x and y are your continuing partner, so what we require, the old ratio, so look in your old ratio, what is the ratio, 3:2:1 okay। and who retires, z retires, so just cancel his share, so to understand what is the old ratio of x and y, so what is the old ratio of x and y, 3:2 समझ रहे हैं। 3 पार्ट्स किसको मिलेंगे, x को, 2 पार्ट्स किसको मिलेंगे, y को, लेकिन कितने पार्ट्स में से, सो इसके लिए हमें इसके टोटल पार्ट्स का कैलकुलेशन करना पड़ेगा, सो कितना हुआ, 3 + 2 5 5 + 1 = 6, मतलब ये 6 जो फिगर है डिनोमिनेटर में आएगी और जो 3 फिगर्स है वो डिनोमिनेटर्स में आएगी, समझ रहा है। तो क्या होगा, न्यू रेशियो में टोटल 3 पार्ट्स बनेंगे, उसमें से 2 पार्ट्स किसको जाएंगे, x को, और 1 पार्ट किसको जाएगा, y को। एंड व्हाट हैपेंस इन द केस ऑफ ओल्ड रेशियो, टोटल 6 पार्ट्स बनेंगे, उसमें से 3 पार्ट्स किसको जाएंगे, x को, और 2 पार्ट्स किसको जाएंगे, y को। सो हम लोग जस्ट फार्मूला में हमारी फिगर्स अप्लाई करेंगे, सो हम लोग कैलकुलेट करते हैं गेन रेशियो ऑफ योर फर्स्ट पार्टनर x, देयरफॉर x ratio or x share is equal to, so what is the formula of gain ratio, gain ratio is equal to new ratio minus old ratio, so first write down new ratio, so क्या हुआ न्यू रेशियो, कितने टोटल पार्ट्स बनेंगे, 3 में से 2 पार्ट्स किसको जाएंगे, x को ओके। देन लेस व्हाट वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट योर ओल्ड रेशियो, सो ओल्ड रेशियो में कितने टोटल पार्ट्स बनेंगे, टोटल पार्ट्स बनेंगे 6, उसमें से 3 पार्ट्स किसको जाएंगे, y को। फिर हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा, जस्ट वी हैव टू मेक क्रॉस मल्टीप्लिकेशन, सो 6 2 12 then 3 3 9 upon 6 3 18 ओके। सो हम 12 में से अगर 9 माइनस करेंगे तो क्या आएगा, 3/18, क्या हो अपना 3/18 आफ्टर जब हम लोग y का शेयर कैलकुलेट करेंगे, उसके बाद हम लोग 3/18 को क्या करेंगे, सिंप्लीफाई करेंगे। तो ध्यान में रखिए कितना हुआ 3:18, एक इसका प्रोपोर्शन हुआ x का। सो फाइंड आउट y's शेयर। अब हम लोग इसका फाइंड आउट करेंगे, y का शेयर फाइंड आउट करेंगे। ओके, सो व्हाट इज द फार्मूला? फार्मूला इज सेम। व्हाट इज द फार्मूला ऑफ गेन रेशियो? गेन रेशियो इज इक्वल टू न्यू रेशियो माइनस ओल्ड रेशियो। सो फर्स्ट न्यू रेशियो में देखोगे तो कितने पार्ट्स बनेंगे? सो टोटल 3 पार्ट्स। 3 पार्ट्स में से y को कितने जाएंगे? 1 पार्ट। सो क्या हुआ आपका 1/3। उसमें से क्या माइनस करेंगे हम लोग? ओल्ड रेशियो। तो ओल्ड रेशियो में कितने टोटल पार्ट्स बनेंगे? तो ओल्ड रेशियो में भी टोटल पार्ट्स बनेंगे 6। आउट ऑफ 6 कितने पार्ट्स जाएंगे y को? तो 2 पार्ट्स किसको जाएंगे? y को। और फिर हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? क्रॉस मल्टीप्लिकेशन हम लोग करेंगे। तो क्या बना? 6 1 जा 6, देन माइनस 3 2 जा 6 अपॉन 3 6 जा 8। ओके, कितना हुआ? 3 6 जा 18। सो क्या हुआ गेन रेशियो? सो 0/18। समझ रहा है कितना हुआ? 0/18। तो इसको हम लोग और सिंप्लीफाई कर सकते हैं। तो कैसे सिंप्लीफाई हम लोग करेंगे? सो 3 1 जा 3 एंड 3 6 जा 18, मतलब इसे हम लोग 1/6 और सिंप्लीफाई करेंगे। लेकिन अभी इधर सीधा बात है कि अगर हमारा y का गेन रेशियो ही 0/18 आ रहा है, तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि y को गेन रेशियो में कुछ भी नहीं मिलने वाला है। मतलब आपका गेन रेशियो जो है वो गेन रेशियो क्या हुआ? तो हमारा गेन रेशियो बनता है 1:0। 1:0, मतलब जो भी एक्स्ट्रा गेन रहेगा उसमें से x को कितना मिलेगा? 1, और y को कितना मिलेगा? 0, क्योंकि उसमें कुछ बचा ही नहीं तो y को कुछ मिलने वाला नहीं है। समझ रहे? तो इस हिसाब से हमें गेन रेशियो कैलकुलेट करना पड़ेगा। बाद में हम लोग गेन रेशियो के और सिर्फ एग्जांपल्स को देखेंगे, और नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में हम लोग जो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है व्हाट इज द ट्रीटमेंट फॉर गुडविल इन द केस ऑफ रिटायरमेंट, इस टॉपिक में देखेंगे। आई होप आपको ये सब चीजें समझ में आई। सो थैंक यू सो मच।